Good morning everyone, today is another pre-maintenance checklist video, which means we're going over all of the different campaigns which are ending with this coming maintenance. Alright, so the very first thing I need to go over is, of course, there will be maintenance. The servers will be going down this week, so that will be, of course, on October 8th at 10 a.m. all the way till 4 p.m. my time. Basically, it's the regular maintenance time. Now, thank goodness the servers are going down because there's several things that they need to fix urgently. The first one is, of course, the EX style Blitz style skill Blitz Cascade may not activate. That was a mouthful. This is EX style B's bread and butter. Basically, when you spam the same PA or technique 3 times, you get some PP back and it increases your maximum PP. It's kind of essential for the entire EX style B build. So yeah, this was very detrimental. Basically, if you have this bug, it happens usually when you're just farming in like PSE combat zones or in Crimson Realm or whatever. But if you've noticed that, hey, my EX style B is just not activating, or the Blitz Cascade is not activating, it's perfectly fine. All you need to do is teleport back to town and then teleport back to the combat zone or whatever content that you're farming, and that should fix it. But still, it's kind of annoying because sometimes I'm like, oh man, you know, I don't really want to leave. Maybe we're doing a PSE burst or something, and it just really sucks that Blitz Cascade's just not working. Sega knows that this is a bug, and hopefully they'll fix it after the maintenance. Now, other than that, there is another pressing issue, and that is ship transfers are currently disabled. The reason for this is because for all the players who did do a ship transfer recently, you may have noticed that certain items in your inventory or your storage are missing. Now, do not worry, they did say that, hey, it's just a visual bug, the items are still there, everything transferred over, you guys are fine, but because of this visual bug, you actually can't see some of your items, or you can't equip the items. So if you are a player with this issue right now, do not panic. Sega is working on a fix right now, and that's why they've disabled ship transfers or any future ship transfers. So if you did want to transfer to another ship this week and you're like, oh perfect, servers are going down, I can apply for a ship transfer and I'll be all good and dandy. Unfortunately, that is not the case because they need to fix this bug first before they'll reopen ship transfers. So basically, you cannot ship transfer this week is the TLDR. Now, for my friends who are in the know, on October 3rd, Unity Technologies actually had a security vulnerability where, you know, basically some hackermans were able to get some information from games that did use Unity. Luckily, it did not impact NGS, so TLDR over here, you guys are fine, we're all fine, we can continue to play NGS without any problems. Alright, with that out of the way, the next thing we need to talk about is content that will be going away. The most important piece of content that will be ending is going to be Crimson Realm. I still don't understand why Sega does this, but they just do. So basically, Crimson Realm was only available for this week, alright? Once the maintenance kicks in, the servers go down, and then when they come back up later, you will no longer be able to farm Crimson Realm. Now, as many of you guys may realize, Crimson Realm is currently the only way to get the Growl Trials, which is used to create our Terra Trials. So when Crimson Realm goes away, I don't know if Sega is going to immediately introduce another game mode to allow us to farm for the Growl Trials in order to create our Terra Trials, or Sega might do what they've done many times before and just kind of leave like a gap, 1 week, 2 weeks, potentially 3 weeks, where it's just like, yeah, you just can't farm this and you can't make this. And then the markets go absolutely ballistic. If you take a look at the Growl Trial market prices right now, they've already gone up in price significantly. You can see that they're already at 60,000 a pop right now, which is pretty significant. So it might not be a bad idea right now before the servers go down to take full advantage of the Crimson Realm and farm like crazy or as much as you can, because remember, once the servers go down, no more Crimson Realm. So you guys might want to take advantage of that. Now, another thing going away is going to be in the AC shop over here, and that is of course the PSO2 Quest SP set as well as the Enhanced SP set. Personally, I don't really think it's worth buying these, but hey, if you need any of these, by all means you can, because the Quest SP set over here does give you 4 N Augment Transfer Pass vouchers. So there is a little bit of value there, and of course you do get the 3N rare drop rate plus 200%, which is pretty nice, I suppose, but at 760 AC, you know, that's kind of expensive. I personally don't really recommend either of these. Now, for my friends who watched yesterday's live stream, we did make a new Einden weapon because I did lose a bet. So we did make the Einden daggers over here, and in tomorrow's video, it will be showing you guys how to make an Einden weapon because I realize a lot of people are new and returning players, and they're like, okay, I'm still using my Acosalio, I don't understand this new weapon, how do I get this new weapon, how do I upgrade it? And I show you the entire process. Because for those who don't know, in the Meseta treasure shop right now, you literally can just buy a Juvlog weapon with a Fixa 3, and you can also buy a pro grade armor with a Fixa 3 as well. These are very, very useful, very powerful because it saves you a ton of money. There's also an enhancement boost campaign that lasts until the end of the month, which will allow you to make your Einden weapons for very, very cheap. We were able to do this in under 2 million Meseta, so yeah, that's really, really nice, and we even got it all the way to Fixa 5 as well. Alright, with all of that out of the way, the next thing I want to talk about is, of course, the ARKS Records. This week's ARKS Records is Central Kavara's Dash Stage 1 Solo. All you need to do is participate in order to get your 20 ARKS Record badges. Now, the reason why you want these ARKS Record badges is because of all the different weapon camos over here. This time, they are all different variations of the Crest weapon, alright? So they are pretty nice because they are color variants. As you can see, the Crest Almaty CV over here, the twin daggers actually look like freaking like rose vines, and it is a pink color variation. So this changes the color of your photon arts whenever you're swinging around and attacking and stuff. It is very, very pretty. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, of course, the Aegis Integra exchange shop over here. Make sure that you do turn any of your Neo A weapons into Aegis Integras so that you can buy all your Aegis Soul 4s as well as all of your different Dominas, which we're going to use to exchange for more Halphinales. Now, once you've done all that, we're going to head over to the item lab, go to Augment Capsule over here. We're going to type in Halphinales, and we're going to be able to exchange for 4 Halphinales. Very, very nice. Now, once you've done that, you can exchange your Halphinales into Magis Halphinales or Lux Halphinales, depending if you have all the different materials. I can actually make 5 Lux Halphinales. I don't know where I got the scepters from. I think I got these from Crimson Realm. Let me know in the comment section below if you've noticed if you've gotten them from the Crimson Realm, but I assume that's where I got it. So that is pretty nice. We can make 5 Magis Halphinales. And of course, we're going to use all these Magis Halphinales in order to craft even more lowest Halphinales. Because remember, the lowest Halphinale prices have started to go back up. If we take a quick look at the player shop, you can see that the average price was 8.4 million, but we are now at 10, almost 11 million. So prices are starting to go back up for the lowest Halphinales, so it might not be a bad idea to start farming for those instead in order to make a little bit of money. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is, of course, the item recycle shop over here. Make sure that you actually buy your 50 star gems. It will cost you 50 NEX cubes, but with as much farming as we're doing right now in the Crimson Realm, that shouldn't be too big of a problem. Once you've done that, we can also get 50 alpha reactors. However, it will cost us 100 NEX cubes for the 50 alpha reactors. This one's really dependent. If you're like me and you have like thousands of these NEX cubes, then by all means go ahead. However, if you are a little bit short, then maybe skip out on the 50 alpha reactors and just pick up the star gems. Alright, next up is the Genesis Point exchange shop over here. Make sure that you buy all the minerals. As you can see, I already bought out all the minerals. They won't reset for another 16 days, so it's still quite some time. But another thing that you can buy is going to be the Master Fragments as well as the Faunia capsules. You can never go wrong with having extra Faunia capsules as well as Master Fragments, since these reset weekly. And last but not least is, of course, your Alliance Badge exchange shop over here. We can pick up another 30 star gems, so we're going to pick that up right now, and we'll bam.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.